All right, let's see. Do we have sound? Yeah, at least to OBS we do. Okay, we got a couple more things to set up here. Okay. Let's see here. Let's start with over on Twitch. Thanks for the follow from a couple of days ago, named Duran. I don't know. I don't think I was streaming at that time, but it looks like we got a follower at some point. So I don't know if you'll see this, but thanks for the follow, friend. Appreciate that. Also from the other day, we got a follow from 4344 Defense, and we got a raid from Anthony Writes Codes. When I was working on some capture the flag stuff, I wasn't paying attention, so I missed it in the chat at the time when it happened. But thank you to all those folks. Really appreciate it nonetheless. For today, good morning to everybody. Let's get this one more chat over here so I can see. Good morning, Paul Cutler. Got some coffee here. I went warm coffee, hot coffee today. I usually have cold, but I'm still a little chilly this morning, so I'm trying to warm it up some still. Let's see. Okay. I think we're there. Let's see. So welcome, good morning. My name is Tim. I go by Foamy Guy on GitHub and Discord. Typically I work on CircuitPython stuff for the most part, although I venture beyond those bounds occasionally. Today will be the more typical CircuitPython. If you are new and don't know what that is, you can learn more at CircuitPython.org. This is basically a version of Python that runs on these tiny computers called microcontrollers. These devices run CircuitPython, and then most typically you'll plug it into your computer with a USB cable. It shows up like a thumb drive, then you can edit some Python code on that drive. The computer that is on these devices will actually execute that Python code for you. It has a Python interpreter inside of it to interpret and execute that code, and your code can interface with all sorts of other hardware that is connected to these microcontrollers. Oftentimes they'll have what are called I/O pins along the outside for you to hook up other things. And then with some devices, they're more sort of all-in-one. They come with hardware built in, like this one's got a touch display built in. This one's got some keys and another little screen and a knob. So these things come in all different shapes and sizes, all different levels of built-in capabilities, different stuff. But CircuitPython is kind of the common thread for all of these 450-ish devices on the downloads page here. So like I said, CircuitPython.org if you want to learn more. Also encourage you to join us over on the Discord. There is a CircuitPython dev channel and help with CircuitPython channel if you want to either get involved with development or just kind of peek in and see what's going on in development, or if you're trying to use CircuitPython for something and want to get help. Today, the specific little chunk that we'll be looking at today is this utility called Circup. Circup is kind of analogous to like pip, PIP for regular Python. It's a command line utility that allows you to install and manage CircuitPython libraries on your device. So this allows you to kind of install libraries without having to go and manually download the bundle and copy those libraries over and stuff. This gives you functionality a lot like pip, where you're just going to run a command on your terminal. You have your device connected, and then Circup will find that device. It will download what it needs to, and it will copy that library to the appropriate place on the drive. And you can also have it do updates. You can have it automatically check in on your code file to install only the necessary libraries and all their dependencies. So lots and lots of neat functionality in there. Circup, of course, runs on your computer. not on the CircuitPython device itself. So it's it's interacting with a connected CircuitPython device. It's not actually running directly on that device, but it does copy files to it, the libraries. And let me get it opened up here. The thing I'm going to start with inside Circup is, well, we need to figure out exactly how we're going to test it. So I have a little bit of poking around to do to try to figure out where it downloads its bundle and if we can modify it. But our goal is to get it to read from the pyproject.toml files, which are now included in the bundles as of a few days ago. So if we go look, I don't know if the community bundle would have gotten built yet. Let's see. Oh, there is a new community bundle. What is this? 12 hours. Close and reopen as it fails to a non-existing. No, there's no problem. Oh, I got you. It'll, well, does it rerun? I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's a good way to get it to rerun. Okay, we got to get modules for a driver QI 8658C. Might as well review this while we're here. This isn't directly what I was gonna get into, but QMI accelerometer 0.13 12 hours. Have example. Simple test. Whoops. What device are they using? That's interesting. IMU SDA. MPU 6886. Is that the name of this device? It's a different device, isn't it? It's okay though. It's probably, maybe they copied from MPU. Yeah, it looks like a pretty standard accelerometer example. Oh, there you go, Gens Inc. Maybe that's whoever made the microcontroller that this is? I don't know. It's got a release. It's got its MPYs. Added it to the library list. Alphabetical. It's good to me. Library drivers, QMI. Maybe one more thing. Oops, I still have this open actually. You can hear. I need to, one of these days, I need to try to tackle writing a driver like this, I2C based driver. I don't have any experience with that just yet. I mean, it looks like these kind of bits, looks like this kind of infrastructure makes it fairly easy to do. Just kind of define all your different registers and values and things. I'm gonna give it a try one of these days. Okay. Let's go and Janus Skoo, morning, and Rufus potentially. I don't know if Rufus is watching, but how's it going to you folks if you're here? And C Grover as well. Good morning. Nice. RoboCop with a robe. RoboCop's robe. Let's see here. 2 days ago. Is that gonna have it? I don't know. Check this out. Does. Perfect. Okay. See, so this file here is new. PyProject.toml. This did not used to be in the bundles, but now it is. The reason it now is from over in build tools. Right here. Put this PR the other day. So now we have requirements files. So our next step is inside Circup. When we install a library, we want to read pyproject.toml and get some values out of there. Eventually, the values we want are a list of requirements of other things to install with Circup. But to start with, we want to read anything out of there, one step at a time. Adafruit register infrastructure helps tremendously when writing drivers with I2C, for I2C. Yeah, it definitely looks like it. One thing I want to do still is like I want to try to find a device. I should probably use an actual device to learn with first. But one thing I think that would help me grok it a lot more is being able to have a microcontroller on the peripheral side and running code on both and just interacting with it from both sides to see what's happening and what it's doing and stuff. That's one thing I want to look into is using peripheral and just poking around a lot to figure out what's going on inside there. Interesting. Sometimes JSON file becomes corrupt. Okay, so I am gonna try to stick with Chime and Chime's requirement, which is like MIDI tools or whatever, I think. Those two are convenient because I know they're in the bundle and I know that they have a dependency. I do want device workspace. And okay, so the very first thing I need to do is figure out how I need to modify the library I'm installing. I need to get Circup to see a local version of this library that's not actually official, that's mine, that I modified, because I want to modify pyproject.toml to put some stuff in there that we can then read. Although to start with, we could actually read something that's already in there. So maybe that's where we could go. Yeah, let's do that actually. So inside Circup, we want to find where it's reading the requirements. I do still want to see where it downloads. I have a device plugged in, but it's not. I don't have the camera set up, so just have to trust me for now. There's not much to see. It's a Feather TFT, just on the serial console. Circup, install Cedar Grove, Chime. It might already be installed. Okay, here we go. So where do these go? Doesn't actually say, does it? Adafruit Community Bundle. Oh, there it is. Media. No, that's my device, though. Shoot, I was hoping this would say where it went. Is there a verbose? Version? Verbose. Options before? Options before. Wait, what is install as a command? Okay, verbose. Okay, yeah, that was a lot more stuff. A lot more stuff, wow. Going through the whole bundle. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, .local share, Circup, bundle. Okay, let's head there for a minute. .local share. Wait, what? Home? Yeah, .local. I wish the address bar was just a regular address bar sometimes and not a search bar. .local share. What was it? Circup Adafruit. Okay, there's the delineation, I guess, for the CircuitPython org bundle. So we have our bundles all here. Basically have four of each, the Adafruit bundle and the community bundle, and our 4 is 7, 8, 9 MPYs plus the Python one. 7s are old though. Those are leftover. Let's delete those actually. These are all the ones that it downloaded. Okay, so what I would want to do is I want to stop it from downloading again, first of all. And then I want to come inside of here. Did I go to drivers? No, wait, there's no drivers. Where's Chime? Did I go to the wrong one? It's community bundle? Is it maybe it's a single file? Yeah, I'm in the wrong place anyway, actually. I want to be inside requirements. Chime project. So we want to go to this file. We want to edit something inside of here. Like another one of these things. And then inside Circup, we want to read that. But first, we don't need to edit it. First, we can just read something that's already there. C-cell code is a good example. Okay, I'll have to check that one out. Good example of I2C for 2 interconnected MPUs. Would be nice if the second MPU driver was CircuitPython rather than Arduino. Yeah, definitely agree there. Okay, we need to get into Circup, and let's find libraries from requirements. Requirements, where do we get? So let's just trace back. Wherever this gets called from right before it, we should... no, that's requirements.txt, though. Libraries from clean supplied requirements text. Yeah, let's go to where this got called from. Okay, for library, in requested libraries, if library, not in, to install plus library. That's interesting that it's not append. Is that a list? Why does it not use append? Okay, it's a tuple. Can't use append on a tuple. I wonder why it's not a list. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Get the requirements text from the bundle. Bundle mod names library bundle. Requirements text equals bundle dot requirements for library. Bundle dot requirements for. Bundle Circup build lib Circup. I want to go to the one in the same repo. Requirements for library name. String library name. The path to the requirements file. So I want a similar one of these. I want another one of these that gives you the TOML file. PyProj TOML 4. Platform Pi tag current tag requirements text. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. TOML file. Path join dir base name requirements library name project.toml. Should this like maybe not be a whole new function? Maybe we should just reuse this function? I mean, ultimately what we're trying to get out of pyproject.toml is another kind of requirements. Maybe we should say like the path to the requirements file. I don't know, is it better to make an argument here and then just not make a new function that's basically a copy? TOML file equals false. And then this will be requirements text, if not toml file, else pyproject.toml. Does that have an underscore? No. If path is file. See, it does get weird because now we have this variable called requirements text, which actually could be either, which is not the best. Why don't we call it found file? So is that weird to call it found file? Found file? Then we say if it exists, if it's actually a real file, then open it. Wait, why is this reading it? This says the path. But this is returning the contents. That's weird. Where does this get called from? Requirements text? If not requirements text, request to the libraries, libraries from requirements. Yeah, this is just straight up taking the content from there. Get dependencies we'll want to modify eventually. Where is the... Which function were we in a minute ago? I want to now change the comment for getting lost here. From requirements. It's not though. It's requirements text. Well, I just changed, but now it's found file. File is not found at all. What? We're in a different file for some reason. This is actually the contents. Yeah. How do you load toml? I'm not used to using toml. Python toml. Thought it was. Have you ever done I3C? Let's see here. Tough enough to learn I1C. Had to repeat the course for I2C. And toml new best friends. Just give me. I just want the read. How do you parse? Just parse and read. That's it. I don't need anything else yet. Parse and read. Anybody? toml_lib.load. Can I read it from string instead of a file? Maybe we shouldn't reuse that function. Text. Loads. Okay, it's like JSON, it has loads. Or load string. Okay. Is toml_lib? Is that different than just toml? I thought there was toml. They're just import toml? Is that different? I think I want to use toml. Is this better? I don't know. I'm pretty sure toml, the library just toml by itself is used by other stuff. Other like CircuitPython infrastructure stuff. Okay, here we go. Does still use loads. Fair enough. Okay, so we do want to return the content, found file, read file, blah, 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 requirements for toml file. So Why do we have these two there? But I guess it's two files. That's how we got to the, okay, that's how we got to the other file. Okay. Requirements for library. So this is requirements text, and then let's also do PyProject toml is equal to bundle dot requirements for library toml file true. And then let's go PyProject toml data equals toml.loads Why does it not? Because it's red, I guess. And then what? How do I read one? Just data. Oh. No. How do I read one? Toml. Loads. How do you read? Say anything about how to read. I think you access it with square brackets, I guess. So let's just try dependencies. So would we go like square brackets this and then square brackets dependencies? I do not know how to. There you go, catx. Stripy cat on the bed. That's not right. That's like JavaScript. Kotlin, I guess. Guess we don't want to use doubles. All right, let's see what that does. Install this version of Circup that I've now modified by just pip install space dot inside of this repo. And now we go Circup. Guess we'll just go back to this one maybe. Where did I do that install chimes at? There it is, okay. And then I probably don't want to do verbose because that printed a lot of stuff. That's gonna get my thing lost. It might notice that it's already key error. Okay, that's not how you do it. Okay. I sure wish there was like an example of how to read it. Here's the docs page. Am I passing it? Parse toml? Print? That's just toml string. Toml string. Dumps. This like prints everything out, but nothing shows how do I read one specific file. Not file, but what is this? This is the dictionary? Is this how it ends up? Boy, I wish there was just like a Python script that showed you the code. Why can't we have the script that made this? Table, key value. So it's an object and it says table. And then table has key, which is equal to value, and then it also has subtable. because it's table.subtable. Oh, okay. We need to break these up. Boy, I really wish there was just like sample code. Okay, we need to do this one though. Square brackets for all of these. These are sub, not tables, but sub whatever they're supposed to be called. I don't know. Maybe it is table for all I know. Heck. So tools, setup tools, dynamic, then dependencies. Nice. Okay, now. Oh, it doesn't look like it downloaded. So if I add some stuff, does it keep it? That would be really convenient. I thought it was going to keep downloading new copies. If I add something here, like, I don't know where we should put this. I mean, tools, setup tools does not feel like the right place for it because we're not actually doing something that's part of setup tools. So I think maybe we make a new one. Maybe we do Circup dot just tools maybe, and then we could add more stuff if we needed. Potentially even just Circup by itself. Is it gonna be mad if I make another dependencies down here? Since I think we should still give it a different name actually though. Even if it allows us to reuse those names, I think it seems best not to, right? Here we just go Circup dependencies. Or do we do requirements? I think we just keep with dependencies. Dependencies equals, how do you make a list? List is square brackets. So this would be the MIDI tools one, which it imports, which we need to be not inside of MPY for. And it is here, this. So we want to take this, put it to here. Circup dependencies. So Circup dependencies. Wait. Project. So Tommel loads. We should have like some try catch action on this, right? I think. Because it could not have a PyProject.toml, or it could not have the stuff in it, the Circup dependencies specifically. I don't know what all the kinds of exceptions are. Maybe we should not catch it yet. Maybe we should figure out what to catch first. Okay, so dependencies, so we don't want this stuff anymore. Now we want Circup, and then we want Circup dependencies. So I'm actually going to reuse this one down here. Use, reuse, recycle. It's kind of redundant, Circup twice, but I don't really like the idea of just reusing dependencies, even though it's under another subgroup or whatever. Dependencies, PyProject.toml, Circup dependencies. Okay. Fingers crossed. Let's see if it works. Install that. Back to here. Back to terminal. Wish I would stop closing that. Nope. Key error Circup. Did it download? Does not seem like it downloaded. Circup. Did I spell Circup wrong? Did I save it? Well, I'm only modifying this in the... I'm only modifying this in the 9x MPY bundle. And... Well, but my device is on 9. Let's have it print. Let's have it print, then we know which file it's using. Print found file. Install. Oops. Back to here, run it. Found file requirements.txt is this one. We are in the Pi bundle for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to go modify the right file. Maybe for requirements, it always looks at the Python one instead of the MPY one? Maybe? Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Much better. Is there supposed to be an empty line? There is on this one. An empty line. Okay. Try again. Do we need to change anything? I don't think we do. No. Is that the folder I'm in? Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Did I save? Very confused. Ah. I wish that would stop trying to link me to outside of this. Like, it's trying to link me to the one that's installed in the virtual environment, I think, as opposed to the one that's just here in the repo. I am confused. I don't see why that's not working. Let's just print this whole thing. I don't know if it's actually printable. What is all this? This is all so mad. Why are you mad? Jeez. This is very hard to see. Is it valid JSON? It's not really, is it? It's not actually valid JSON because it's single quotes. It's close enough. Oh, did I have it as a sub on something else? No, it's just not there. Oh, hold on. Shoot, I am being silly. It's working the first time. Now I got too much stuff printed. Hold on. Let's go back. It's actually working. It's working on Chime. Here's my new theory. It's working on Chime and it's failing on MIDI tools because MIDI tools doesn't have this. So we found our exception to catch, but let's print less stuff now so we can actually see what's going on better. I think it's working for the first one and then not the second one, which makes sense. We only modified one. Key error, which also makes sense. Yeah, I scrolled past it, didn't realize it was doing it. Okay, we're good. So we do want to catch that key error. We would also want to catch like file not exist or something. I don't know the right error, so we'll save that one and try to test it later. So if we catch a key error, we just pass. Doesn't matter because we go do our requirements.txt like normal, and we just don't have any Circup dependencies. No problem. If we do have Circup dependencies, then we're gonna go requested libraries. We want to add each one of them in there. So we go for Circup dependency in this. We might need a catch. What if it's not a list? I guess that's invalid or something. I don't know what would happen for dependency in the list. We want to append it to the list. So libraries, no, requested libraries dot extend dot append actually. Circup dependency, and we don't need to do any processing, because what we're going to say is the rule is that you need to use in here the Circup naming, the Circup nomenclature, not the PyPy or the pip name, which is what you would find in requirements text. Okay. Install it. Oh, I didn't save it. Save it first, then install it. Then we go back to here. We caught our key error. So one thing though, this was already doing, this was already doing MIDI tools actually. So we need to maybe take it out of here for now. Technically we would not want it here. We're trying to give a new place to put it. Yeah. And then I guess hopefully that's the one. Should have probably gotten rid of that a while ago. Let's do this. Let's comment these actually first. So let's make it so we don't have that in requirements text. And let's run this again by itself. We should be catching our key error now, so we're good there. Okay, yeah, now it's down to just doing chime. I'm also gonna delete it from my device. I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't think so, but just in case. Okay, remove that. And let's put this back in PyProject Toml. Ooh, that doesn't do control / for uncomment. Save that. So now we have our dependency coming in through the Toml file if it works. And I did not delete MIDI tools, so it was already installed. So it looks like it did work. I am going to go back and actually delete them both and run it one more time. Yes. Perfect. That's what we want. Okay. Now, we need to get rid of our extra prints. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Get rid of this. Dependencies. We don't really need that either. Do we? I mean, it's already printing, right? Because it already does ready to install. Yeah, we don't need to print again. So it's just to make sure the Toml file was working. Should we, maybe we should we even do import Toml in here? So that way Toml is not a hard requirement of Circup? Actually, there's already a lot of, there's actually already a requirement of TOML. Okay, never mind. Why are these all pinned? This is weird. Pinned to exact versions. I don't know. Probably better to let these update, maybe. Whoops. All right, for library and requested libraries, if it's not in to install, add it to install, bundle, requirements text. One thing maybe we should do is our TOML should come after. We shouldn't intermix this, right? So like right now, we are reading data out of requirements.txt. Then we're reading data out of pyprojects.toml. Then we're processing pyprojects.toml. Then we're processing requirements.txt. I feel like it probably just feels nicer to say read requirements.txt, process requirements.txt, then read pyproject.toml, process pyproject.toml. That seems better to me. What is file not found? Would it just be file not found or something? What if we don't have this? Not. Type error. That's not what I expected. 1386, 906. This is the old version. Okay, hold on. We need to save this. We need to install this one because now I moved everything around. (911) and 1385. TOML data loads. Because it was none. So this has if requirements text. Should do the same thing. If pyproject TOML. Okay, and then one more thing, I guess technically that could go wrong. I don't know if we want to handle it, but it feels like maybe we should just in case is, what if this was not set to a list? What if somebody set it to a string, for instance? Like, what if they forgot this? Is that going to work still or no? Might still work. Well, it might actually, the for in, that's probably going to loop characters, isn't it? It's probably not going to work. Rename already exists. What? Oh, I copied it, not renamed it? Okay. Or I saved a new, oh, I saved, okay. I did rename it, but when I changed this, I saved, which saved a new copy. Makes sense. Okay. I don't think I changed, but I'm gonna install just in case. Yeah, it looped the characters. Not ideal. Okay. We want to, if it is a list, we want to do this. Is instance, is that the best way? Is instance list. If it's a list, do that. If it's a string. String. Then just add the single one. Whoops. This is repeated a lot. Maybe we should make a variable for this thing. If it's a list, loop over it, add each one. If it's a string, just add the one. If it's something else, raise type error. Circup dependencies must be list or string. There we go. Nice. Okay. That was actually a little easier than I was thinking it might be, honestly. Is there anything else that needs to be done for this? I don't think so. What are our changes looking like? Recommit, I guess, but get rid of that. Should we not use try except? We have a lot of if statements here. Should we could do if in, right? We could do if circup in, and then if circup dependencies in. I don't know. Maybe it's nicer just to have try catch. No circup dependencies in pyproject.toml. No problem. We don't really need that part, I guess. Pre-commit. Reuse. Got tripped on a bunch of stuff that's not in the repo. Happens. Black failed the first time, but we got it the second time. We do have too many branches. Get dependencies. Doesn't like my branches. Too many locals and too many branches. And too many nested blocks. What's wrong with nested blocks? I don't know. In my heart of hearts, I don't believe there's anything wrong with this code. Too many local variables. So it's mad that I made dependencies. So I mean, I guess I can undo that, but like, I don't know. I feel like this code seems... Probably the wrong one. I feel like this code seems nicer without this repeated so many times, right? This just feels so much more dense now. But yet that will make that one pilot one pass, except for now we got a different one for line too long. I don't know. Black would have probably fixed that, I guess, now. Yeah, so now we're down to just the two. Too many nested blocks, too many branches. I don't think I buy that, though. That's not better. I don't think that's better. I'm not convinced. I feel like this is better. And I feel like the blocks... It's a lot of nested blocks. I mean, we could make a function, I guess, that's called like get TOML dependencies. Or get Circup dependencies, maybe? Get Circup dependencies. Dependencies as a variable feels more Pythonic. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, Pylint sometimes is, I don't know. I don't quite understand the rules sometimes. Like, I mean, the goal, I understand the noble goal of code that's easier to understand, but I'm not necessarily sold that this is actually going to make the code easier to understand, and definitely not removing that variable to get ourselves under some limit. But now we'll move the variable in here, I guess, so that will get us under the limit too. I mean, maybe this is what they're trying to tell us to do, I guess. Refactor it to a function, I suppose. Get Circup dependencies. So in here we'll put this stuff. We'll put this whole try catch, except we'll do it a little bit different. What we'll do is try catch all this. We don't have bundle. Let's say we don't have library either. Let's pass those in, I think. Bundle, library. Then requested libraries, we won't have this. What we'll do instead is I think we'll just return the list. We'll just return the list. So let's say return dependencies. And if it's a string, then we can just return it also, but we'll do it inside of a tuple. We don't need to loop anymore. Well, we do, but it's going to be back outside of here. So now we would go Circup dependencies equals get Circup dependencies bundle library. Now we loop them. And this time we know it's loopable because we turned it into a tuple if it's not. I don't know why these are showing up like this. Okay, got happier on Pylint? Unnecessary elif. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of the same on that. I'm not convinced that makes the code easier or harder to understand. Either all should return an expression. We're just going to return an empty tuple if it fails. Or none, I guess. I don't know, I think that's fine. Whoa. Oh, I wrecked this, didn't I? How do you fix that? I think it's because I pressed Control S. Is it Control Q? Control Q? It is. I really wish I could get these not to do this. Unnecessary else after return. So I took off the else if. What? Oh, okay. I don't know. In my opinion, this is actually less. This is more difficult to understand. I don't know. The else, that explicit else right there helps my brain, right? Because it's telling me literally else it's not a string. We just checked if it was a list. Now we're checking if it's a string. Else it's not a string. We raise. I don't know. The logic's the same, but I just did the Control S again. But honestly, I don't know. It's easier to understand the other way when it's explicit with the else, but whatever. Pilot's king, I guess. Trailing white space? What? I don't even know what that means. Missing function or docstring. Either all return statements in a function should return an expression or none of them should. So I think it's talking about a return that's not actually here. I think it's talking about this. This is implicitly, there's a return here implicitly, I guess. Maybe. I don't know how raised works, I guess. I don't know. This is my best guess. Which I suppose that's fine. We don't need to crash our Circup if a library happens to contain some stuff that we don't expect. It's probably better not to crash. Especially community bundle, right? Could be contributed by anybody who can put whatever they want in there. So we still have this. Either all should return an expression or none should. I don't know what that means. I don't feel like I have any return statements that don't return an expression. Why you gotta complicate things so much, Pilot? Okay. The else from this doesn't return. Hooray. Made it. Okay. I should have made a branch a long time ago. I should have also updated main a long time ago. Oh, goodness. I don't want to check out. I want to update, first of all, not check out. Oh boy, I hope I'm not going to get screwed here. Let's see. Git checkout -b, new branches, Circup, dependencies, toml, iProject, toml, from Adafruit main, no track. Okay. Sometimes you go to check out a branch and it's like, you can't do that, you got to commit. I don't want to commit yet. I want to commit to that branch. Let's see here. What do we have for remotes? Git remote -v -v. Yeah, I need to put my own remote. Do I even have a remote? Wrong circuit. Wrong circ. Wrong repo starting with circ. Circu. I do have a branch. Fork, I mean. Git remote add foamy guy. Git fetch foamy guy. Check for and install Circup dependencies from pyproject.toml. We want to go to foamy guy. Go back to Adafruit. We want to make a pull request. Oops. Darn it. I got a print statement still. Let me do all that again. Commit. Move debugging. Print. Now we have 2 commits. One more print. Shoot. I meant to change that before I committed. All right, no problem. Also don't know what are these things. Bundle. I mean, I guess we don't have type annotations on all this stuff, so. Let's see. Let's say maybe dependency name. I don't know the right format. Colon param. I don't know what type bundle is. Probably like a folder or a string that represents a folder. Something like that. Library. Ready to find my project.toml for and pull dependencies from and get dependencies from. Turn. Sometimes it's a list and sometimes it's a tuple, which is not ideal, but dear. Highlands mad again. Oh, but Black fixed it. Thanks, Black. Rufus says you could return none from a while ago. I think that was probably back when we were looking at our returns here. Yeah, thank you. Have my YouTube chat partially covered up. I just happened to see that there. Got it more uncovered now. Okay, I'll be back in 1 minute though. Okay. mean, can't exist isn't really true, but maybe let's say aren't valid. Pip would throw an exception, I think, if they were in there. I've noticed this feels like it changed within the last few days. I don't know what exactly it is about this. Something feels different. Wait, it's getting this corner here? I don't know. These tabs used to feel like tabs that were above the box, and now they feel like tabs that are in the box. Maybe it's this blue. I don't know if it used to have the blue. Something feels slightly different. Maybe it's because my dark mode's on, but it's already on dark mode. That could be. Yeah, I would have seen that before, I thought, though. This change makes Circup. Look for Circup section within the dependencies. Inside PyProject, use it as additional list that is separate from requirements text used for CircuitPython libraries. Here is an example of one such dependency. This was tested with. Here's an example declaration. Okay, I'm gonna install the most recent version, which I think should be the same as the last version I used, but just in case we had black and Pylint fixes and some things, so let's install it again and let's make sure. Even go and delete these again. Uh-oh. What happened? Why doesn't it? I didn't save those? Maybe was it commented out? Maybe the last time I ran it was when it was commented out. I don't know. Delete that. Again. There we go. Must have been commented out. Definitely wasn't saved. Now it is, and it worked, so. I should have, through like posting stuff fashion, the instant after I posted, I realized. Another thing I should have done, though, is link to this. Okay. Appreciate the circuit fix. I'll update Cedar Grove with upgrade Cedar Grove Chime today and test it after the bundle compiles tonight. Nice. Thank you. And yeah, for sure. You're welcome. Thanks for bringing it up as kind of like a thing to a gap in the configuration, basically a gap in the way to get stuff going. I'm glad to support another way for folks to do it, right? If they don't want to have the PyPy, I'm glad that we have a way to do that. 11:30. This is the other Circup thing that is on my mind. We looked into this a little while back, a week or two ago, whenever I left this comment, which mysteriously doesn't have a date for some reason. It's back here. Yeah, there we go. Flatac did come back and say they'd rather I get into it. So we will try to make this change to... I'm trying to decide if I want to do that right now, though. Kind of thinking no, because I'm kind of thinking we're not likely to succeed in 30 minutes, which is not the end of the world, but then my brain will be stuck on it and want to keep doing it until it works. Is there an easy automatic way to convert from pyproject.toml to dependencies.txt? I'm not sure what you mean. So dependencies.txt, I mean, to the best of my knowledge, that's not like a like known defined format, is it? There's requirements.txt for pip, which is maybe what you're referring to. But if you do actually mean dependencies.txt, I'm not familiar with it, so I don't believe there's any formal definition for what should be inside there if it exists. In which case, there's no, can't really convert to it because it's not enough. You know, it's not a known thing or an official format or anything. I mean, that being said, like TOML is super easy to read from. I sat down today without knowing how to read TOML data from Python code, and we figured it out as we went along, and it was super easy. So like, it would be fairly trivial. In fact, I'm quite confident with the remaining 30 minutes and even probably a lot less than that. It would be really, really straightforward to make a Python script that does that. Requirements.txt, I gotcha, okay. So, no, I mean, it depends. It kind of depends still what you mean. If you mean, so the main difference between requirements.txt and the new thing that we just added to pyproject.toml, the main difference between these two things is that inside requirements.txt, it needs what I call pip names. It needs names that PyPy is aware of. So like the display text library, let's say, for instance. Right. I feel like I got tricked by this before. And this one is different now. Interesting. Let's go to here. Find an old one somewhere. So inside requirements.txt, if you were making requirements for this library, display text library, it would look like this. Adafruit CircuitPython display text. You would need all of that because that's how PyPy knows the name of this library. If you were putting it inside the Circup dependencies, you would need to use a different name. The name you would need is this, Adafruit underscore display text. No CircuitPython in the mix, and they are underscores instead of dashes on this side. I don't think there is a tool that can convert from the what I'll call Circup name, the import name. I don't think there's a tool that converts from this to the PyPy name. I'm not aware of a tool that does that. It wouldn't be super hard, but it wouldn't be trivial either. There is code inside of Circup that translates the other way, so you could certainly start basing the code that translates back off of that. So like right here, get dependencies. This code translates the other way. Translates from PyPy names to, I just clicked the wrong thing. I don't know how to go back. There's a key sequence that lets you go back. I guess control click, but then we have all of these. Get dependencies. Clean library name. So inside get dependencies here, this is converting from PyPy names to Circup names. And it's doing it by going to lowercase and then calling this clean library name, which actually has some pretty good documentation here so you can see exactly what it's doing. kind of like removing CircuitPython, lowercasing. It's also got a list of fallbacks for some that don't fit the pattern. So this code converts the other way, but not the way that you're asking about. You could make some code that's like kind of similar to this to convert back. But also I will say there's not a lot of need, I don't think, to convert from one to the other. If your library is on PyPy, use requirements.txt. If your library is not on PyPy, but it's in a bundle, then use the new thing. Use this PyProject toml like this. Like, I don't necessarily think you should go convert one to the other. It's just use them for their two different purposes. Requirements is anything on PyPy. Circup dependencies is anything in a bundle, but not on PyPy. Sorry, that was very long-winded, but hopefully it answers your question. Maybe you could fit somewhere a review of template example. Yeah, I can do that. Do I know whether... I don't know whether... Yeah, I don't know. I'm mulling over. So like the web stuff in here, I was kind of planning to do this one here, but I wasn't sure how long it would take me to do the other one, and I'm not really wanting to start it now. So is it an HTTP server? Yeah, for sure. Okay, so one thing is like I don't think, what is this? We might not be able to fix this right now. So I could review it, but I don't think we want to merge it until this is done. Actually, I don't know what this is. What? Okay, this is Python 3.12 actually. Actually, this might fix itself. This might fix itself. When did this run? It doesn't say. When did this run? When did you run? Last week. Okay, I think this will actually be fixed. Let me try to run this again. How do you do that? Just go to here, rerun. The docs is what I'm thinking of. The docs will fail. But that's in read the docs, not in actions. What is the project that has the pyname converter and list of exceptions? Circup is where that's at. Is inside Circup. Here, I can link you to where it's at. GitHub, Adafruit, Circup. Nope, I did it again with this. Circup, and then everything is inside of a init for this Circup init, and it was clean library name. Whoops. Dan mentioned they're fixing it one by one. I might be thinking of something different, but the 3.12 thing is fixed all at once, not one by one, because it's in the... I mean, my understanding of it, I could be wrong, but my understanding of it is it's fixed all at once because it's fixed in the actions repo. There's a repo that holds the actions. Like if you look inside of here, build. So this just calls an outside thing. Doesn't actually have any like business end here. It just goes right out to this one. And then this one was already fixed, I think. So the 3.12 thing, I think, gets fixed by the fact that this was already done. I could be wrong too, though. I don't actually, like, not positive on all of this. This is just my understanding. I think that's what fixed it. This is a dangerous thing for me to try to test in 30 minutes too, because I also have a thing where I like to look for path traversal. And I see that you say you found a fix for it, which makes me always want to try. But I'll try not to just sit here and look for path traversal all day. Yeah, see, now we passed. Well, our title icon passed. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Sometimes GitHub icons go a little crazy on you. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, now we passed. So we actually are good to go here. Autocorrupt. Autocorrupt? Maybe I understood incorrectly. I thought it uses a variable stored in the per repo scope. This one, yeah, I will say too, I did misunderstand that exact part of it like a week ago, because I mentioned during the meeting doing 2 changes and then 1 release. And I was under the impression you're talking about right now when I said that, but it turned out not to be the case. I figured out later, because it's that separate repo that gets pulled in. We do still have a docs change in the mix, though. Like, our docs won't build successfully inside read the docs right now until we do our next fix for that, which is a rollout to all libraries. It would have used to be a rollout to all libraries because we didn't used to have that pointer inside of here. This was a thing that Tektrix set up, like, I don't know, within the last year probably. And without that, then it would have been a change in every library because we used to have it just split up everywhere. There's HTTP server, there it is. Oh, I might have looked at that. I was already on this branch. I might have looked at this at one. Oops. Might have looked at this at one point. What was the project that? Oops, sorry. I didn't see the Twitch chat. That's one of the ones I don't actually have open before. Up it up now, but I saw you're in the other chat too. Let's go to our music stop. There we go. Tunes rolling again. Okay, this is only an example, right? Well, I don't know. Let's get the latest version anyway. Use Circup to get the latest version. We can just copy over right here. Hopefully that wasn't some super special development one, but if it was, I shouldn't have saved it like that. Probably wasn't. I'm pretty good about that these days, hopefully. I do have this. I don't have it open, so I can't just copy, but I will Circup that one. Yeah, this is it, isn't it? I think I had it. I had it running. I was taking a look at it before, but I never did leave a review. Copy the latest stuff just to make sure that what's the name of the file. Got to put up a sun blocker also. I'll be right back. HTTP server templates. And then directory listing, which goes in the root. In the root? Or does it need to go in static? Root. Oh yeah, I did test this because actually I was looking for some sneaky path traversals already in this, which is slowly coming back to me as I'm getting further into the same place where I was before. Props to you though, it did not work. The thing I tried at least did not work. It was I tried to inject template syntax inside of a file name because I was like, well, this thing lists the names of all the files, right? What if I put template syntax into a file name? I don't remember what it did, but it didn't work. I do remember it not working, and I thought it was going to be a good idea. I mean, it was a good idea to check, but like I said, props to you for something you did somewhere along the way made it not work. We need to get TO. I don't know what the IP is. So that's convenient to be able to just click. Oh, yeah, there you go. You can see. Probably due to safe underscore. Not sure how it would behave with auto escape disabled. Where is that file? What's weird is I don't see that here. It's like PyCharm is hiding it from me or something. Or did I? Well, I just copied that in, so I didn't modify it. What is it? Oh, it's inside static though, right? It's inside static, I think. I just modified this. I didn't mean to. I'm gonna undo. Okay, I did as tab. Yeah, I think it's inside static. That's actually what it is, right? So we need to go up here. Yeah. That's what I did. That's what I did. I think I was trying to do include or something. And that didn't work, and so then I tried to back off to doing just the tag by itself to see if it would render. And it does. I mean, it renders the safe version, so this part doesn't work, but like I don't, you know, that's on me for having a really weirdly named file. I don't think that's a problem for the example. This is interesting that it starts with the leading slash. I guess it doesn't have to. And then I assume these don't work. I think I tried this before. They just get removed though, so you can kind of like stack them up. I guess that doesn't matter. And we don't do URL encoding or anything, I don't think, right? So we're actually safe from like URL encoded dots or slashes or anything weird like that. What is this? This is a bit weird. Is file? I don't know what these are. If there's like a more descriptive and less sort of magic, weird binary thing, numbery way to do this code, I'd be in favor of that, but if it's a file. Just curious, with the template taggy converting, change the %20 in retest. Change the %20 to plus in retest. Also try converting space to the URL bar. I think I did try plus. Because I think now the problem is it's going to be looking for a literal file with a plus in the name when it tries to read it. Does it print anything in here? No such file or directory. So the space, like, if you could get it to like force the space, it might work, but the browser doesn't want me to do that. Could try requests. Invalid URL. Doesn't like the space there. Well, I don't know. I assume the space is its problem. Is the space actually its problem? Oh, no. Just doesn't have a scheme and a protocol. Connection error. Connection error. HTTP server doesn't parse or decode. Yeah, so %20 and plus will never work because we don't do any decoding of them. Your browser extension. Maybe curl. Possibly. I'm not as adept at curl. I don't know the command. Let's see. Use curl. Curl options URL. That's easy enough, I guess. Let's try to get one that works first. Okay. But this can't have a space because of bash, right? Would I need this? Illegal URL. I don't know. It's trying to treat it as substitution or something, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe not. I think it's trying to treat it as substitution somehow. I think my original plan was trying to do include. I don't know the right syntax though. This is probably not it. This is what I was originally trying to do with it. But these get escapified to not elements. I don't know, forgot the name. Ampersand thingies. Where is view page source? My goodness. These things. Entities, that's what they're called. This bit's weird, but I don't really mind it. I don't know if it's intentional or not. It feels weird within the page, I guess, but it's just there in the code, so it makes sense. And it's not bad to have it on the page. The page is bare bones otherwise. You know, I don't think I ever tested the search. Nice. What is that doing? If path. Just iterate through. Keep track of whatever they've typed. Check if the value inside of that thing has whatever they typed. If it does, set it to that. If it doesn't, put it to none. We have directory listing at / path equals path or empty. It's necessary. It is necessary for test to pass. If I could, I would hide it. It's outside HTML tags. Oh, I gotcha. Right. Otherwise, reuse will fail. Yeah, I think you can do maybe HTML. I think you could maybe do not like that though. Might be able to do HTML tag one. Let's not do it here. This makes no sense. I think that'll work. I'm pretty sure reuse is what would fail. Yeah. And then because it's commented HTML ways, it won't be rendered. Oh, there's what's removing our dot slashes. Do subfolders work? Doesn't really matter. If not, that's fine, I think. Might not be anything in that file. Oh, there is stuff in that file. Subdirectory might be broken. You have 404. Get 200, but it's empty. No, it's not. It's right there. Am I blind? I don't know. I swear that was empty a second ago. / I would not be opposed to having a / on directories, but I also am not like, I don't think it's deal breaker. But it would be nice if there was a / on those, I think. Nice. Let's see. This file. Looks pretty good to me. Like the only two things that I think I would change at all are like, again, I still don't really know what this is doing. I assume based on the name, it's telling you if the file exists or not. But if there's like a more Englishy way and a less big weird binary bytes thing way to do that, I'd be in favor of that. And then the comment could be HTML. Those are the only two things I think I would change. I have no idea what tab we were. Why don't we should probably let's start closing tabs. That will help us find the right tab and also help us not have a million tabs. There we go. Close enough. What was the last one? Was this in the regex? Oh, no, the word traversal. I'm going to plunk this into one of these things. Checks if the object is a file or... Oh, I see. It's not... Oh, okay. Not is file as in exists, but is file or is directory. Gotcha. Haven't found a better way. There's no is file. I gotcha. Okay. Maybe that's a low-hanging fruit addition to the core one of these days. Is if you could convert this code to C, then it could exist inside of the core at OS is file. So if that's a CPythonism, then it'd be nice to have it exist in there. Escaped character, / capturing group, multiple tokens, .. We have a capturing group of a / and a ... Not sure I get. I mean, I definitely don't get it because I don't hardly understand regex at all, but it seems to me like this is the same thing on either side of the OR. Oh, because I didn't keep going. There's a capture group on the other side. Okay, so we have / on one side and then a / ... on the other side. And we have another OR, which is just ... with no slash at the beginning, but a / at the end. Okay. So we have, it's one big OR actually. It's not, I was thinking it was a smaller OR. So it's /... / 4 characters, or /... or ... /. So we're saying substitute if you find any of those, because it's or, if you find any of those, replace them with / path. No, I don't know how sub works, I guess. I'm not sure why you passed path back to it. I guess. Oh, okay, well that's the string it needs to work on, I guess. And then this also goes and strips /. Doesn't strip all. We're going to copy with the leading. Strips the leading /. Gotcha. Regex 101. Which one am I on here? Regexer. 101. Oh, I don't have anything in here yet. There we go. Okay, it's in this little bit here. Nice. Oh, I like that they call it first, second, third alternative. That would have actually helped me understand the OR a little bit quicker. Nice. Okay, yeah, the comment's the only thing. See if we can find that tab again. TFT. Well, let's do ESP. Is this S2? Yeah. I had an S3 on my desk for a while, and now I keep second guessing myself. I put it back, test it successfully. Yeah, thanks again. Thanks for obviously all your work on all of this stuff, but another great example. I like the bare bones directory listing. This reminds me a lot of just like base Apache, right? I think people will kind of like this as a launch point for where to go, what to make their server do. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for working on it. Fascinating. Sorry for the derail. No worries. I don't remember what exactly we derailed on. I have no problem with derailing a bit, though. Oh, it was testing the space and the... Yeah, no, definitely no need for sorry on that. I will pretty much probably always stop what I'm doing to test a theory of, like, what will this thing with this program do? I am eternally curious about what will this thing with this program do. So yeah, no worries there, not at all. Thanks for hanging out, folks. I will be back for next week's deep dive, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. Bear in mind that time change is occurring for me this week, tomorrow. So it depends where you're at, whether it will have occurred for you or not, but it's occurring for me this week, so I'll be on an hour different next week. Frankly, I don't even know if it's forward or backwards. I don't really know, but it will be at 4 p.m. Central, whatever that is, next week. That's when I'll be on Deep Dive, 10 a.m. Central, Saturday for this stream. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I hope everyone has a good weekend. I will catch you later.